It's called Tic Tac Ku, and if you go to buy this now, I'm pretty sure it has a completely different box because it was bought by a big game company. So when you start Tic Tac Ku, you have to do it in a special way. You have everything in the box like this, and you put one hand here and one hand here, and very carefully you flip it this way. And then you lift the wood game board out like that. And all your stuff stays down here like that. Now this game is just like it sounds. It's like a tic-tac-toe game. But if you notice, there's a bunch of little tic-tac-toe boards, right? There's 9 of them. And so it's a little bit different. If you like chess, I think this is a game you're going to like because once you start playing this, after you've played it for a few times, you start thinking a couple of steps ahead. And it's a kind of game where if you can think ahead like that, then you can do well in this game. So this is how you play. It doesn't tell you who goes first, so you just have to pick a method, flip a coin, do rock, paper, scissors, just decide together. One person is going to be red, one person's going to be white, and you can play this with 4 people, in which case there are 2 reds and 2 whites. But we're just going to play with 2. So I'm going to be red, my opponent's going to be white, and I'm going to go first. So I pick a red marble and I put it right here. Now, where I chose to put my marble determines where my opponent is going to put his marble. So if you can see, this is a little grid here. I've chosen to put mine in this square in the middle left spot. So that means we find the middle left grid, which is this one right here. This is the only place he can put a marble, in this board right here. So he's going to put his marble over there. Okay, and he chose to put his in the right middle spot on that grid, so that means the only one I can put a marble in is the right middle grid over here. So I'm going to send him to that one now. He has to go to the right top grid. So now he is sending me back to the bottom left grid, which I like a lot because that's going to give me a chance to put one in the same row as one I already have it in. So I'm going to put it right there, and I'm sending him to the middle grid. And he has, normally he wouldn't do this, he's chosen to send me back to the same grid again so you can see what happens. So he sent me to the bottom left because he's bottom left in this little section. I go to the bottom left grid and I can go right here and say tic-tac-toe 3 in a row. And when I do that, I take one of these little rings and I mark this square. And that means no matter who puts marbles in here, I've won this square. And at the end of this game, whoever has won the most squares wins the whole game. So you can see why it makes sense to plan ahead and think about where you're sending your opponent to, and try not to send them anywhere like my opponent just did me, so you can see how it works, where it's easy for them to get 3 in a row. So we just keep right on playing, and like I said, we can get sent to this one, but if we get sent to it, nobody can win this one. Even if there are 6 more all in a row here, I've still won this square with the ring in it. So the way you know whether or not you've won this game is if you have 5 of these squares with rings in them, then you've won, because 5 is more than half of 9. Or if you're just the one who has the most gold rings out there when they're all filled up, then you've won. Now in terms of the 4-person variation, the way you play 4 people is 2 people will be white at the same time and 2 people will be red, and they'll sit opposite each other. So white will sit here, white will sit there, red will sit here, red will sit there, and say this person goes first. They'll put their color down, the next person will go, they'll put their color down, this person will go, and he's a teammate of this person. And so they're working together as a team to try and win the squares, and these 2 people are working together as a team to try to win the squares. And I would say the first time you play it, allow table talk to each other out loud, and then after you figure out how to play it and you get good at it, then you can say no table talk, we can't talk to each other. So good luck, have fun.